because we need those young people with dreams that are possible. 100-acre program, business builder program, and this is our goal with NCTA. We want 300 graduates a year and 100 new businesses. This is good for Nebraska. We absolutely need to build our rural infrastructure and rural opportunities in the United States.
16, 18 students in there with me, and I still keep contact with about 10 of them that actually went the distance, did all the paperwork, and stuck with it. And we still talk to each other. We still talk to each other about marketing, cap prices, hay, forage, supplement minerals, a lot of different things. So not only do you get the encouragement and instruction, but you kind of form a camaraderie with the people that you're with, and you guys can kind of help each other.
But also, when we get to winter, as the grass gets to winter in the fall of the year, it's old, it's mature. And so we have some other things that are starting to take place during the winter months. Of course, things like weathering, which involves some nutrient leaching, leaves start to fall off, decomposition. And then, of course, within a grazing period, from the beginning to end, we've got this stockpile of standing quarries out there. Cattle are going after the goodies first. Same principle applies, say, when you're doing some corn stock grazing. The first few days of grazing inline pivot probably your best, and then subsequently each day going down a little bit as far as what might be available quality-wise.
So I just threw this little slide up that it is okay to step out of the box. It is okay to be different. Last year in western Nebraska, we got dumped on in snow about Thanksgiving, and it didn't leak. It was covered, completely covered, until we kicked took the heifers off. The heifers came off in end of February, and you could still flip the windrows over, and they were still very green. And we did a test when we put the hay down. We did another test when we pulled the heifers off, and our protein had not changed at all.
Our third treatment is baling, and I'll talk about baling a little bit more, but I just want to make a really big contrast between grazing and baling. We remove a lot more of the residue when we bale it as compared to grazing. Even our heavy grazing treatment is we remove much less residue. In this study, we remove about 85% of the residue when we bale it, but we don't even remove half with our heavy grazing treatment. So there's a really big difference in that.
Research is focused on trying to help producers with management practices that allow them to be more profitable. And as I'm going to show you in some of this work, if we look at something like winter grazing or corn residue grazing, it really has very little impact on those animals' ability to reproduce. Even though we could lose quite a bit of condition during winter grazing if we don't supplement, but all of our studies have showed real negligible effects on the cow herself to reproduce, which is the reason we supplement in the first place, right?
This is my granddad when he was about 45 years old, had an accident on the ranch. He fell and broke his femur right where it attaches to the hip side. 1933, they put him in traction for 6 months, hoping that bone would grow back. They had no technology medical-wise to repair that bone. And after 6 months in the hospital, flat on his back, they finally said, Mr. James, sorry, go home and run your 60 square mile ranch for your veteran because you'll never walk again. So this photograph was taken about 25 years later. He's horseback. So in 1934, in our hospital, all those muscle atrophy, he gets home and buys one of those stationary exercise bicycles, crawls up on it and starts pedaling that bicycle. And he built those muscles up enough that would hold that loose femur in place. He rode horseback into his 80s, died at the age of 87, walked every day of his life, but he rode that bicycle 10 miles every day to keep those muscles strong and hold that femur in place. Modern agriculture cured that because it freed up these orthopedic surgeons to develop all these medical technologies so that this injury is almost routine to repair. It is no big deal. But he lived in pain for 50 years of his life.